everything, and I'm so excited about it. We filmed it in October. It had been a long journey. When I first got the movie deal, I was all excited. I bought me a whole new wardrobe. I was packed and ready to go. And the day before we were supposed to leave, they shut down production. And we have been on a slow delay ever since, but we finally got it filmed in October. But it's Let the Church Say Amen, my second book. It is being directed, or was directed, by Regina King, the actress. Produced by Queen Latifah. And it's supposed to air on BET. That's what we shot it for. But Queen Latifah has worked her magic and is trying to get it in theaters. It has not been finalized, but that's why we don't have a release date, because it may actually go to theaters, which I'm keeping my fingers crossed for. But we have a phenomenal cast. Steve Harris, who played in Private Practice. He was the man in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. He's the main character. Layla ReShonda played his wife. And the wife is a first lady. So when they told me Layla ReShonda was playing the role, I said, Sunshine? Sunshine gonna be the first lady? But Sunshine is somebody's mama now. And she was phenomenal. She had the whole set in tears in one performance. So she was great. Hosea Chanchez, who plays Malik on The Game, he's in it, as well as Nat'l Dalton, who played Little Kim in Notorious B.I.G., and a fabulous actor named Collins Pinier, and then, of course, me.
Yes.
Yes, I make my on-screen debut as a deaconess.
I'm sorry.
It's
Is
really-
there someone else who's in the movie? I was just asking if there was anyone else in the room who might be in the movie too.
Well,
I wonder who that was sitting at the table in that scene. Pat Tucker was in the movie as well.
But you only see her hand.
Yeah.
No. You see more than my arm. You see the new dance that's about to sweep the nation, and my arm goes like this, and so you put your hip in it, and then you go.
So you're not going to see her face. Just look for the
I'm
hand.
serious. Watch Milan, Paris. They'll be doing that dance.
But ReShonda did have 6 lines, and oh my God, she called us and she was practicing those 6 lines for 6 months.
And I did so fabulous. I mean, yeah, they cut them down.
Yeah, she did so well they cut them down to 2 words, but that's okay.
It's 2 lines, not 2 words.
I get mixed up.
I don't know how the Academy Award Committee is going to be able to judge me sufficiently, but I know that they will, and I've already claimed that I will get outstanding supporting actors.
So we'll see what we can do with her in the X-Files. If she could get to play next to Malik Yoba. She'll never speak to us again if that would have happened. I never would. She'd be so far up there. So that's what's going on in our lives. Now, our favorite part is this, where you guys get to ask us questions about everything.
Is it possible to be in the X-Files too? Let's start with
Wait a minute, about change.org, right?
Yes, change.org. Yes,
I don't have anything. Y'all know we don't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I was very, very blessed, because usually when they buy an author's products, they tell an author, here's some money for this book, now beat it.
Which happened to me with the deal with Dance and the Devil.
And so I was very, very blessed, because the author of The Hurt Locker, The Hurt Locker was actually nominated. He didn't even get invited to the Academy Awards. So, it's very, very rare that they allow an author to be part of it. And I was on set the whole time they were filming, and they would always ask me, well, do you want it? I'm like in the back, just happy to be here.
Yeah, so it's great.
Any real questions?
Did they say true to your story?
That's a very good question. No. When I first got the script, I was a little surprised. I said, why'd they even buy my book? Because they changed so many things. But when they explain things from a marketing perspective, it made perfect sense. As a writer, we just write. We don't think about the dynamics of everything. And so Lolita Files had this saying. She said a movie is based on a book is supposed to taste like the book. Yeah. And it does. It captures the essence perfectly of the book. But there are a lot of changes. Like in the book, there's a main character that's gay. He's not gay in the movie. And a lot of readers that like the book, they're going to have an issue with that. But the marketing team is like, we can't sell this to mega churches if your main character is gay. Because they're not going to get behind it and sponsor churches day out if the main character is gay. So we had to take all of those things into consideration. Plus, we're dealing with a 300-page book that they have to condense into 90 pages.
It's 90 pages. And actually, with The Deal with Dance and the Devil, this writer who wrote the script did a great job. But there are things like in A Deal with Dance and the Devil, remember the twin girls? Yeah. They're gone. Even though they're a big part of the story, because every time you have a character in a movie, you story. And in 90 pages, you don't have room to tell their stories. So the parents only have one child. It's things like that now make sense to me. I didn't know about that before.
And when we did our original script, one of the main reasons why they didn't want to make the character gay is because Trey Songz was going to play it. And he was like, well, I'm in, but I ain't playing no gay dude. And so they're like, do we want Trey or do we want to stay true to the story? So, you know what?
She said that.
Now, I'm moving on.
Next question.
Will you be a sequel to Bill's Dance and the Devil? Because you have to continue on. I have to see what's going on. We need stuff.
You know, The Deal, The Dance, and the Devil was did you read the ending to that book?
Yes. She went
That's
to
why
LA.
you should know I can't write a sequel.
Oh.
Because a writer spends a year with a character. And so if I didn't really know who Shay Shantae was when I was writing it. I mean, I knew. But when I wrote the ending to that book, I had to go, whoa. I was shocked. And I was like, wow. And so I just don't want to spend a year with Shay Shantae now that I know who she is.
I don't blame
You know, I mean,
I'm going to write about her cousin, Shantae Shay.
I know. I will never say never. I'll never say never. But right now, I don't want to. You know, when I was writing that book, weird things were happening to me in my house. Like, I would be writing and I would feel shadows behind me. And so I even talked to my pastor about it. And she said, "Ooh, that's good." I was like, "No, it's not. Now when you be feeling, I just felt stuff." And she said that I was writing in the spiritual realm. Well, I want to stay out of there. I got out, and I'm not going back for now. So you understand that? You know, because if I were to write it, it would be about Adam and Eve. And see, the problem is that book is about the Garden of Eden. It's about Adam and Eve. We know what happened. You know, we know what happened. So I just modernized it. So not yet. I hope not. I don't want God to give me that story because I don't want to spend that time with that lady.
That was not a lady. That was not a lady.
Yeah?
Anyone else have any questions?
Come on, it's our favorite part.
What is your writing process, both of you?
If our editors were here, my writing process would be I get up at 9 o'clock every day, and by 9:15 I'm writing, and I write till 9:15 at night. Mine is so haphazard. She's way more disciplined than me, which is a problem as we write together. She says it's not, but it is for me, because she can send back a chapter in 2 minutes. It takes me a year to write a book. And but I think I have to think and let it process in me.
I write all the time, but I have no set time that I write. I wish I could say that I sit up in a mountain in Maine and come up with all these fabulous ideas, but I got 3 kids that's like, what we gonna do today? So I just write when I can. But I'm able to do a lot that I do because I dictate a lot of my chapters. So I'm dictating as I'm driving. I don't do idle time. So I'm utilizing every spare moment, and that's how I'm able to get so much stuff done.
And she was a journalist, so they're used to all of that quick stuff.
I actually have a hard time. Like I have a book that's due in 8 months, and they're like, you can go ahead and start. My brain won't even start working on it.
But we have something that we can't talk about, but we have something that's going to be so exciting. So, like, watch our Facebook pages probably in like the next couple of weeks.
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment for you. I really do appreciate you putting your stuff out there on Facebook, especially with your daughter and your husband, because it started a whole lot of conversations between us as parents. And, you know, my mother always said, you can't raise a child out of a book unless it's a Bible. And, you know, you got all these people saying, oh, you can't spank little Johnny, you can't discipline little... And it started a conversation about how we as people disciplining our children, and we're letting them get so ahead of us with modern technology, and they watching this show, and they telling you what to do. And I'm from the old school. As long as I feed you and clothe you. And so I really appreciated that when you were like, no, little girl, you wanna be out there, let me set you straight. So it started a conversation for a lot of us, so I really appreciate that.
And she took a lot of
I know.
For those of you that don't know, my daughter, my 12-year-old daughter at the time, posted a picture on Instagram of herself holding a bottle of liquor, and it said, "I wish it was a big bottle of vodka about this big."
It wasn't open.
It wasn't open. And so she said, "I wish I could drink this." She's smiling. "I wish I could drink this," and with a happy face at the end. So I always check her Instagram account. I'm the Nosy Mom Club president. So I was checking it, and I saw that and was mortified because my daughter is mature. We had talked about social media, and so when she woke up the next morning, I had something for her. I had a sign, and it said, "Since I want to post pictures of me holding bottles of liquor, I am obviously not ready for social media and will be taking a hiatus. Bye-bye," with a smiley face. And so I made her post that on her Instagram account right before we shut it down. And
without her face. Her face
yeah,
wasn't
it was cut off. All you saw was this bottle of liquor. And so then I posted it on my private Facebook page. Now I have a fan page and a private page, and I only had about 2,000 friends at the time because my Facebook page had been hacked, so I was rebuilding. I only had about 2,000 friends, and then I posted that, and it was shared ridiculously.
It was ridiculous because I was coming from the gym, and ReShonda and I were on the phone, and she said, "Man, how come we can't get people to share our books like this?" And I'm like, "What?" And she said, "I have 200 shares of this thing I posted." And I said, "Well, what did you post?" So I live in a high rise, so from the time it took me, I told her I would go to her Facebook page as soon as I got upstairs. I parked my car, took the elevator to the 12th floor, got immediately on Facebook. There were 1,000 shares in 5 minutes. It ended up being that thing that she posted ended up being shared over 30,000 times.
That day. To date, it has been shared about 1.2 million times all over the country. So I did a lot of media behind it. I went on Dr. Drew.
Did you guys hear her on Dr. Drew? That lady talking. That lady was beating her, trying to beat her up.
Yeah, some lady called and said she was going to hate me because I embarrassed my daughter, and I told the lady I've never seen a tombstone that says, "Here lies Susie. She died of embarrassment." And so there's a part of me that's old school. I love, be my child's. Now I ain't gonna be your friend till you grown. I don't need no.
There you go.
But what I try to do is we live in a nice neighborhood in the suburbs, and my daughter was getting an attitude with folks at the school, so I had to go up there, had a belt in hand. I said, "See, suburban mom got you fooled."
Right, okay.
And so, I wasn't gonna beat her because I can't do jail. I wasn't gonna beat her in public. But to me, it was just sending the messages. So that was a platform for me to talk about that a lot. And there were people saying, "She's just trying to promote her books." If I had, I'd have had my website at the bottom of that.
Exactly, because there was no way to know she was an author, but people kept saying that she was trying to promote her book, and she wasn't. She wasn't.
Yes,
It was on everything.
It was international. I did some stuff in Amsterdam, Australia.
I sent it to Good Morning America. I sent it because she couldn't send it. You know what I mean? Because that would look really bad. So I sent it.
And I was supposed to do both Dr. Phil and Steve Harvey, but it happened at the same time as my mother's surgery, so I couldn't do it. But yeah, it did. It went viral. I just wish I could get to Family Affair post to go like that.
I know. Can y'all share more than 200 times?
So,